What is up guys, Alex here, otherwise known as Clash with Style, and welcome back to another video. And in this one we are going to be taking a look at 3 of the most popular Town Hall 7 war bases on the internet. So the website I'm using for this to judge is clashchamps.com. This is obviously not a sponsor or anything, I just think this website is absolutely fantastic. I have got a lot of my bases from here. We're going to be using 3 of the layouts provided by some of the people on here, where I have already got them ready to go. We are going to be analysing the bases. We're going to be doing 2 attacks on each base. We're going to be doing a dragon attack as well as a hog attack, and seeing just how good these Town Hall 7 bases really are, and is it worth downloading one of them. So you can see I am on the Clash Champs website right here, and if we scroll down past all this stuff, you can see we'll get to this where we have, you can pick what base you're looking for. You can see over 800,000 bases have been downloaded through this website. So it is really fantastic. So quickly show you guys how to find the Town Hall 7 bases. We're going to go village, main, Town Hall 7 of course. Base type, we want war, that is what we're looking for. And to find the most popular, we're going to click on most downloads. Search size doesn't really matter, as most of the time you're not going to be looking at more than 25. We're going to hit search, give this a second to load up with my very slow internet speeds, and here we go, we are up. You can see, so we have now this base here with over 1800 downloads, over nearly 1500 downloads on this one. You can see these bases look pretty strong. And the 3 bases we are going to be looking at today is this one right here, which we're going to analyze in a minute. We also have this one here from Ice Queen as well. We're not going to be looking at this one. We are then going to be looking at this one here. So it's those 3 bases that we have in today's video that we are going to be looking at. We're going to be breaking down and attacking just to see if they are actually any good. So without further ado, let's jump into analysing this first base layout. So we are now going to be analysing this first base. We're going to be looking at it from a dragon's perspective first, and then we're going to be looking at it from a hog perspective. So if I was going to hit this base with a dragon attack, first things I have to think about are the air defense placements. You can see one here, and one right here. Also, a very important thing that a lot of people actually forget about when using dragons is, of course, the air sweeper. And where this is placed will really make you could change up your whole attack plan. So looking at this, we of course have the air sweeper pointed downwards. So the chances are we're either going to want to hit in from here, or in from here. Looking at the base, the clan castle is centralized, so no matter where we put our dragons in from, they will pick up the clan castle pretty quickly. At most Town Hall 7 layouts, no matter where the clan castle is placed, you'll pretty much always be able to pull it. First, another thing we need to think about is funneling the dragons. Are we able to get them straight into the base, or are they going to wander around the base? So looking at it first from this side over here, this right hand side, if I was to go in over here, I would obviously need to start a funnel. So I would need to take out this probably, and I would need to try and take out this. I would then push my dragons in through the gap in between these elixir collectors and hopefully get them straight into the base. The issue with this is we'd be hitting an air defense nice and early on, getting rid of that, which is exactly what we want to do. But we would then have this air defense and this air defense to deal with on the back end. So most of the time you want to try and take down 2 of the air defenses very early on, so you don't have to worry about the other one. And once you've taken down those 2, if you can get rid of the other one using some clan castle loons, then that's even better. So if we were to hit from this right hand side, it probably wouldn't be best. So if we delete this here and we then try doing a plan from this other side, what I'm thinking is we actually use our dragons, we take out here, and we hit up through the bottom of this base. Another thing that obviously I need to think about is the builder huts. So I would just stick a dragon in here, and they would go in here and take out these structures. So they would still have the same value, but we would already have those builder huts on this side dealt with. So if we were going to hit from this bottom right hand side, we would of course have this sweeper to deal with, and we really do not want to be dealing with that. So one of the things I would suggest is as soon as your dragons draw out this clan castle right here, we are going to be pushing in our balloons from the clan castle, and any balloons that you decide to bring, we're going to be pushing them in from this section over here and using a rage spell. Okay, so we're going to rage up in this section here, we're going to take down this, and then they are going to push in and deal with this air sweeper. Now obviously, because we can see where the traps are, we know there are no red bombs in this area, so they shouldn't have too much of an issue. The wizard tower may do a little bit of damage, but depending on the level of balloons you bring in the clan castle, they usually will get through them. Then after they've taken down this air sweeper, if there's any left, they may push in and do a little bit of damage onto this air defense, which is perfect. So this is the plan I'm going to use to go in and hit this base with dragons. So let's jump and see how that works for us. Okay, so we have the base here. You can see we're just going to try and execute the plan that we just came up with. You can see I don't have max balloons, but I have level 7 in the clan castle, and we're going to be going in with all rage spells. So let's get this one underway. Like I said, I'm going to be starting with a dragon down here, a dragon over here. These guys are going to come in and they're going to deal with some of these outer buildings to start off our funnel. Now I know what is in the enemy clan castle because I've just put up the friendly challenge. It's a max dragon. So the chances are this is going to be what you will be dealing with a lot at Town Hall 7, will be these max dragons in the clan castle, especially if you're in a war with some higher town halls. So what I'm going to do is get in a few more of these dragons, going to get one in over here just to make sure they continue pushing on into the base. We definitely want to make sure they go exactly where we want us to. Out comes that dragon. So what I'm going to do is rage that up nice and quickly, and we're now going to get our loons, all of our loons in from over here. And I'm of course going to rage them up. We need them to get that sweeper down as quickly as possible. I do still have my king, which I'm going to use over on this left hand side. I'm going to use another of my rages in the center of the base here. I could have used them over on that air defense there at the top of the base, but I'm pretty confident these dragons will push in and deal with that nice and quickly. It looks like that one dragon's going to break off. Is it going to get it down? Yes, it's going to manage it, and this base has been torn apart with dragons. You can see these dragons over on the right hand side have started to push out. We do have our king dealing just as a tank pretty much there. He's going to take a lot of damage from that archer tower and allow these dragons to finish that off. We do of course have that builder hut there on the left hand side, but we have plenty of time, and this one is easily 3-starred. So my plan went pretty well. I'm very happy with how it went. You can see this base was pretty solid, but if someone comes in with dragons and they are able to execute it right, just like I have here, they will be able to pick up a 3-star. So this base maybe not that strong against dragons, even though at first glance it did look reasonably strong. So we're now going to see how this base fares against hog riders, which is another of the most common strategies used at Town Hall 7. Let's go and take a look. Okay, so we are now going to be analysing this base for using hog riders against it, and one of the things that definitely stands out to me is how centralised this clan castle is in this base. It's definitely going to be a difficult one to hit, but I think if we can we'll probably need to put in, I reckon, 3 hog riders. We should be able to take down this cannon right here. Then the hogs will probably go down to this mortar, but on their path there, they should come in range of this clan castle. And once we have that pulled, we will draw it to either this builder hut over here or this builder hut here. It really doesn't make a difference. Say we'll pull it to this one. We are then going to surround it with archers and wizards and take that down. Once we have that down, we are then going to start with our hog riders. And because we know where the double giant bomb is, I'm actually going to hit from the opposite side. Obviously, if you were going to hit this base, you probably wouldn't know where they are. But I'm going to use my hog riders in from here and here. I am also going to bring hog riders in my clan castle. These won't be maxed. I don't have max hog riders on my main. But whatever hog riders we do have are going to be pushing in from here. Of course, I'm going to be bringing 3 heal spells, and the first of them is probably going to be placed around about here. Once the hogs have pushed through this area, they are probably going to continue down and either go this way or this way. Hogs are pretty unpredictable and hard to funnel. So whichever way they go, we are definitely going to need to heal spell in about here, somewhere like here, and one heal spell here. So I think hitting this base with hog raiders is going to be pretty difficult. So I think it will defend quite well, and I'm not too sure if I will pick up that 3-star. But let's jump in and see if I can do it. Let's go. Okay, so I think I'm ready to hit this base. I'm not too sure how it's going to go, but let's jump in and see how we get on. So we're going to be starting with 3 hogs. Let's hope it's enough to deal with this cannon. They should be able to take that down, and then hopefully they will push in range of the clan castle troops. Are they going to get it? No, they're not. We need these. There we go. We've pulled the dragon. I did have to use 4 hogs, but we've managed to get it. So I only have 26 hog raiders left. And we do have to deal with this max dragon, but it shouldn't be too much of an issue. I'm going to start to surround it here with a few archers just to get some damage on it. Going to also put in a couple of wizards to try and deal with this. We do need to save a couple of troops, remember, for cleanup, but I don't mind sacrificing everything. I'm then going to just get a couple of archers on these builder huts to make sure we have them down. I'm then going to get my hog raiders in from over on this section of the base. Going to push them in. Going to get my hog raiders in first, and then the clan castle ones in behind. Going to wait a second and heal through that section of the base. We do have this enemy king to deal with, so I'm actually going to throw in my king. Typical, the barbarian king just wanders into the base there. We were expecting him to go onto the outside there, but he will do a bit of damage onto us, unfortunately, but we have plenty of hog raiders still up, and they should be able to continue pushing on through this base. I'm going to use a heal spell right about here, as the hog raiders are starting to take quite a bit of damage. I'm going to get a couple of archers starting to clean up here. We of course have that double giant bomb. The hog raiders can push through that as we had that heal spell down. We did actually lose a lot of hog raiders there. I'm not too sure if I maybe misjudged the timing of the heal spell, but we do still have plenty left up, so they should be able to deal with this cannon. Spoke too soon. We're going to need to get a wizard in to help deal with this archer tower. Whew, that was pretty close. We are just able to deal with this one right here, but I think timing may be an issue. So we're going to need to save this Barbarian King's ability, and hopefully we can use it and get through this base. But that double giant bomb really did a lot of damage. I thought the heal spell had lasted long enough that we would be able to push through that double giant bomb, no problem, but I'm guessing it must have just been wearing off, and it destroyed our hog raiders. We only had a few left up. It was enough to push through this. I actually believe the ones we have left up are the level 7 ones from our clan castle, so that was the downfall of us there. That double giant bomb, very strong of course against hog raiders, and could be the death of us here. We have 30 seconds left with only 2 hog raiders up. Timing is definitely going to be an issue. That king is going to come in and hit on that one hog raider up there. Unfortunately, we are going to pop our king's ability. Hopefully he goes in. Oh, that enemy king jumps over the wall. We need that wizard to deal with him. Oh, it takes out that hog raider, so we do not have that hog raider. Luckily we get that down. It looks like we have 1 hog raider down on this bottom section, and this is going to be very, very tight for time. We have 5-4. That wizard will deal with that. 3, 2, is it going to be? Oh, unbelievable. It's a 99% 2-star. We were a couple of seconds away from a 3-star there using hog raiders, but this base is definitely very strong against hog raiders. That double giant bomb really threw me off there. So if you're getting hit with hog raiders a lot in war, you think that's what the enemy is going to use, this base is probably one that I would suggest. So let's go and take a look now at base number 2. Okay, so we are now going to be moving on to the second base in this video, and of course we're going to be analysing this first for a dragon attack, and then after we're going to go in and look at a hog rider attack. So looking at this base, I actually really like this base layout, especially if I'm going to be hitting with drags. I think it's going to be pretty difficult. First things I need to decide is where are the air defenses and where is the air sweeper. So an air defense here, and air defense here. This base is really good because these are pretty well spread out. We also have the air sweeper quite close to the edge of the base, but it's very well guarded. We of course have an air defense, 2 wizard towers, and 2 Teslas covering this area. So it is going to be pretty difficult to actually hit this base with a dragon army. But the plan for this one, we are going to be using our dragons in from this bottom section of the base. So what I'm going to do is, of course, take out these corner huts nice and early on. We want the dragons to come in. This one's probably going to go into this army camp, but we hopefully want it to come around this side. The chances are it's going to go around this side though. If it does go around that side, we're going to need to just continue funneling. So we'll need to take out this building. This one will come in probably onto here. We then of course want it to go this way, but it may go the other way, so we'll need to clear out this one with a dragon. But while this is going on, the clan castle will be pulled relatively soon. As soon as we take out these ones, we'll get our dragons in from here. Once they pull, that clan castle will rage up in here, so we can take out the clan castle and also deal with this air defense and this air defense. As soon as that clan castle is pulled, much like in that first one, we will be getting our balloons in from over in this area here. The issue we're going to be facing with our balloons is they are all going to bunch up on this mortar. They're then going to push on through. So of course I'm going to rage in this area, but the thing I'm worried about here is these 2 wizard towers. We really need to get them down nice and early on with the balloons. So I'm pretty worried about if we get hit with this red bomb here and this, well, red bomb at the end. Not too worried about that, but this area is there's a lot of damage going on, so I'm not too sure how it's going to go, if we're going to be able to pull it off. Of course, once we have taken out all of this area over here, we still have a lot of things that can hit air. We of course have this air defense over here, which is going to be trouble. This is probably going to be the death of us. We of course have this archer tower and this archer tower as well. So there's going to be a lot of damage going on to our dragons on the end of this. So we need to try and make sure we get as much value out of these balloons coming in from the top of the base as we can. So let's jump in and see if we can pull off this attack and pull off a 3-star against this base. Okay, so we have the base up here. Let's hope the plan goes as we hope it will. So we're going to be starting with a dragon down on this bottom section again, a dragon over here. These will come in and we need them to take down these outer buildings to start off our funnel. Now I've just realised one thing I didn't think about is this air defence is definitely 100% probably going to get in range of this dragon on the outside a lot sooner than we probably would have wanted. This dragon here is definitely going to go to the left, so we're going to need to get a dragon in there. As soon as that goes down, it should push in. Yes. So we are now going to get, as soon as they go down right there, out comes the enemy dragon, and we're going to get all of our dragons in. We are going to rage that up. We are going to get our balloons in from the top of this base, as well as our other balloons. We are going to rage them up nice and quickly. Looks like all of our dragons in the bottom have actually moved out of the rage, which is not what we want. We do have a rage on this other side, but it looks like no one is moving onto that other air defense. I'm going to use a rage here in the hope that those balloons may take out that air defense. They do indeed. I'm going to start my king over on this left hand side. Looks like the balloons have done a huge amount of work for us, which is perfect, but unfortunately our dragons on this right hand side have actually moved to the edge of the base and they are going to be sweeping around there. We have picked up the 2-star, which is decent enough, but that air defense, I knew it was going to cause us some issues. It will take down that balloon very quickly there, stopping it from doing any damage. But it looks like we do have quite a few of these dragons still up on the top section of the base, so if they are able to swing around and take this down when we need it to, this should be another 3-star. So this base did look very, very strong against dragons. But like any bases, I think if you execute them right, the dragons will be able to wipe through pretty much any Town Hall 7 base. Looks like this one is actually going to be pretty close. It's going to come down to this final dragon, but they are able to get through that air defense and we will pick up another 3-star here. So I was a bit worried about this base. I had to do a few things on the fly, but luckily the balloons got the value that we needed them to get. So this base I'd say is probably stronger than the first against dragons, but it can still be beaten if you are hitting it with dragons. So let's move on now and see if this base can be taken down with hogs. Okay, so now looking at this second base, we are going to be hitting it with, of course, hog riders. So how am I going to hit it? The clan castle in this one isn't centralized. It's quite close to this right hand side. You can see it right here. So we should be able to draw it if we just stick in one hog over from this side. It will get on here and we will draw out the clan castle. We will then probably pull it to this builder hut over here. We will surround it with wizards and archers, much like in the last one, and deal with it. Once that dragon is down, I'm going to start my hog riders. So we'll just put H and H in from this area and this area. I will also be using my clan castle hog riders in that mix as well. They will be pushing in through here. Not sure why that came up with DC, but it's just meant to be CC. And we are definitely 100% going to need to heal nice and early on in this section of the base. Obviously the heal spell is not going to be that big, probably something like this. So this will cover both wizard towers, which is perfect. We definitely don't want them raining down fire on our hogs on the back end. And we should be able to clear out the Teslas nice and quickly too. The issue I'm then going to have is the hogs are probably going to split like this. So I'm going to have to really decide where I use my heal spells. Obviously I know there's double giant bomb here. Oh, double giant bomb here and here. So I'm definitely going to need to use another heal in here. We also have all these single bombs in here to deal with, but that shouldn't be too much of an issue. The hog rider should push through them pretty easily. We are also then going to probably use a heal spell in here if the hog riders split down there. They will hopefully then merge together right about here on the back end, and we have this one in the bag. I will also save a couple of archers to deal with this builder hut, and this builder hut. I know in the bases I'm hitting there's only 3, so I'm not too sure where they'll actually be, but we should be able to 3-star this base using hog riders. So let's go and take a look and see if I can actually pull this off. Okay, we're now going to be hitting this base with hog riders. We have analysed it. I have a plan. Let's hope it goes the way I want it to. So we're going to hit the attack button and go in on this one. I'm of course going to be getting a hog rider in from this section of the base. It will draw the clan castle, no problem at all. That hog will go down and we will pull this enemy dragon over to the edge of the base. As soon as they are out of range of anything, like the last one, I'm going to start getting some of these archers in around it. We are going to use the majority of our wizards, but not all of them, and we should be able to take this down no problem. I'm going to take down this builder hut, that one should go down as well, and we are now going to get our hog riders in from this top section of the base right here. I'm going to do that, and of course we're going to need to heal nice and early to make sure these hogs go where we want them to and that they don't die out. We are going to be hitting that double giant bomb too very soon, so I'm going to need to heal through there to try and keep these hog riders up. They actually don't hit that double giant bomb, they hit one and then they continue pushing on through to the other. I'm going to start my king with a wizard on this section right here. We have plenty of hog riders merging together on the back end of this one. I'm going to heal through there. We probably could have swagged it. I'm going to get all of my archers in from the top section to start cleaning up this, but this base has been totally ripped apart with hog riders. And it shows just how weak bases can be with those clan castles close to the edge. I knew hog riders would rip through this base because I knew that the clan castle could easily be lured. Unlike the last one where I really struggled to pull it out and had to sacrifice 4 hog riders to deal with that. I also guessed, well, if I hadn't seen this base, I guessed that the double giant bomb may have been there, so I had the heal spell down just in case. So this one, yeah, pretty easy to 3-star with hog riders, so I of course 3-starred it with dragons and hog riders. So this base, although I thought it probably was one of the strongest, it has been pretty much destroyed. I mean, I'm not saying I'm the best attacker in the world, but if I can 3-star these bases, they're probably not as strong as people are letting on. So let's go and take a look now at base number 3 and see if that fares any better. Okay, we are now going to be taking a look at the last of the bases in this video, the third and final one. Of course, we're going to be hitting this with dragons first, so let's see how this one plays out. So first things first, where are the air defenses? Pretty well spread out. We have one here, and one here. Where's the air sweeper? It's here, and it's facing up in this direction. So what I'm thinking about this base is we're going to start with a dragon up here, a dragon here. They are going to push in and start off the funnel nicely for us. Once that funnel is set, we are going to be pushing our dragons in from this top section, probably about here. The issue we're going to face with this base is this area over here is quite spread out and quite far away from the clan castle. So the dragons are going to have to push in quite far before they lure out this clan castle. Luckily the air sweeper is not pointing this direction, but it may still be able to catch a few of our dragons. So what I'm going to be doing is of course getting my dragons over in from this section, and much like the last few attacks, as soon as that clan castle is pulled, we will rage up our dragons, try and get them in nice and quickly through this area over on the top right hand side. And then I'm going to start in my balloons. I'm thinking for this one I'm going to have 2 packs of balloons. I'm going to have my 4 balloons in from this section, so my 4, and then the C... Oh, I'm not sure why that's done that. Why can I not get rid of that? 2 seconds, let's just erase that away. So we are going to have clan castle push in from here, and my 4 balloons push in from here. So we will take down these, and then they should merge together as we rage them in through this section and take down this air sweeper and wizard tower, and hopefully should be able to deal with this. So these should go down, these should go down, this will go down, this will go down. So we don't have too much of the base left up. It's just up to the dragons to make sure they can push in far enough through the base that they have enough power to continue on through, that they don't die out too quickly from that max level dragon in the clan castle. So that is the plan. I think we should be able to pick up a 3-star. I'm more confident in 3-starring this base than I was with dragons in the last one. So let's jump in and see if I can do it. Okay, so we are now going to be hitting this base. We've sorted the plan. Let's hope it all goes the way we want it to. Let's hit that attack button. Of course, going in with the same dragon army we have as for the rest. We're going to start with a dragon up here and a dragon over here. We want these to come in and start that funnel. The thing, like I said when analysing this, that I'm worried about is that clan castle very deep in the base. But these dragons should be able to sort out this funnel for us. This one on the right is going to deal with that gold collector, and this one at the top is also going to deal with a gold collector. Once they've got a few more of these structures down, I'm going to get all of my dragons in, and hopefully they should be able to deal with this. I'm actually going to get one in here to snipe off that mortar, and we're going to get the rest in right about there. I like to save my Barbarian King in these attacks for slightly later on in the attack, because most of the time the dragons will start to die off. Looks like they're actually already splitting, and this is what I was worried about. Out comes the dragon, so I'm now going to get my balloons in, clan castle balloons from there, and the other 4 balloons in from there. We will be needing to rage these reasonably soon. Looks like we're not actually going to be able to deal with that enemy clan castle, which is just what I was worried about. Gonna rage up these, and we are finally able to take down that enemy dragon from the clan castle. Looks like these balloons should be able to do a pretty good job, but there's going to be a lot of work to do on this back end. Whew. That was intense. We have 1, 2, 3 dragons I think left up on this right hand side. All of our balloons have gone down. We have 2 archer towers left to deal with, so I think this one is probably in the bag. Timing may also be an issue, but we do have a rage spell, and I'm going to start my king actually from... should I take out that builder hut, or should I... Yes, I'm going to take out that builder hut right about now. These dragons should, that one should push into the clan castle. The rest of them might swing around the base, but I think we have this one in the bag. We have 1 minute 15 left on the clock. The thing that really is good about this base is the fact that the clan castle is so deep inside that base. And then the next one, you'll see how I go about it hitting it with hog riders, and I'm actually not too sure how we'll get on, because I think it's going to be pretty tough to deal with it with hog riders. So you can see these dragons are making their way around the outside of the base. Our king is now fighting against the enemy king. We should be able to win with our ability, although that archer tower probably will take down our king, unfortunately. But the dragons are going to be able to swing around. We pretty much have a rage spell to swag right here, so as soon as these dragons push a little further in, I am just going to rage them up right here, and they will be able to push nice and quickly through onto this archer tower and pick us up the 3-star. So this one didn't go just as I'd planned at the start, but we were still able to pick up the 3-star nonetheless. So you guys can see probably from this video how strong dragons can be if you can pull off the attacks right. This base probably and the last base were probably the strongest against dragons, but all bases at Town Hall 7 really can be 3-starred with dragons. But I would definitely probably recommend the second base we looked at, then this one, then the first base we looked at last for dragons. So let's go and take a look now at the hog rider attack on this base. Okay, so looking at this last base, we are of course going to be hitting it with Hog Riders, and we are going to struggle to pull out this clan castle again. I've had a look at the base on my iPad, and I think the only way we'll be able to do it is if we take out this cannon right here. This one right here. So I'm thinking we will probably need to put 3 or maybe even 4 Hog Riders in from over here. So we'll just put H, and we're going to put these in from here, and they will go like this, but hopefully they should just be able to touch the edge of the clan castle radius. We will then pull them out and get them to one of the builder huts. We will take down the dragon from the clan castle, so we've dealt with that. We are then probably going to be pushing in from I'd say probably this right hand section over here. We are then going to be getting our hogs in from here, so H and H. We're going to get one group onto the mortar, one group onto the archer tower. They are probably both going to then merge onto the Teslas and continue their path through. The first of the heal spells I'm going to be using is in this area right here. This will cover the wizard tower when it gets in range, because remember, we're not really meant to know where these giant bombs are, but it will also cover the giant bombs, which is pretty handy. Then again, we are probably going to see Hog Riders splitting. Some will go this way, some may go down. I doubt any will go this side, but potentially they may. So we need to look at where we're next going to need our heal spells. I reckon we're definitely going to need one in this area because we have this wizard tower to deal with. And then we will have one other heal spell, where we can pick and choose where we want it. So I think this base may be a bit difficult to take down. It all depends if I can grab this cannon just with 3 or 4 Hog Riders at the start. If I can get that comfortably, draw out the clan castle, we'll go from there and see if I can pick up a 3-star against this base using Hog Riders. So let's go and take a look. Okay, so we're going to be hitting this base now. Let's hope things go to plan and we can pull this one off. So let's hit the attack button and jump in. So like I said, I'm going to be using 3 hogs down on this cannon right here. They are going to take a lot of damage actually. Are they going to be able to get through that cannon in time? Yes, they can, but I don't. Yes, whew. They just managed to draw that dragon out, so I'm going to pull that dragon over to this left hand side. The base was actually pushed down in this one, so we're going to have to deal with this dragon over on the left hand side, but it shouldn't be too much of an issue. Our archers and our wizards will easily be able to get the job done. We are going to put in plenty of troops to get that dragon down. So it's going to go down right there. We don't really have to worry about that. Going to deal with this builder hut, so we don't have them to deal with on the back end. I'm then going to get the majority of my Hog Riders in from here. Looking at this base, I'm actually going to slightly change up the plan. I'm going to get the clan castle Hog Riders in actually from this right hand side to start dealing with some of the cannons, etc. That enemy king is going to be doing quite a significant amount of work, and we have the double giant bomb there, and it takes out all of our Hog Riders, so this one is not going at all to plan, but we're going to need to follow through and hopefully deal with this base as best as we can. But this one is all but over right now. That king is going to destroy our Hog Riders on the back end here. That double giant bomb absolutely roasted us. I did think it was there, but I didn't get the heal spell down quick enough. So this base definitely very, very strong against Hog Riders. I am just going to speed this up right now because I'm pretty sure that it's going to be a time fail. So let's hit the king's ability and speed this through to the end. So it looks like we have finished off with a 70% 1-star. So that double giant bomb completely ended this attack. It took out pretty much all of my Hog Riders. And I was not expecting that. So this base fared very, very well against those Hog Riders. And this probably is one of my favorite bases from this video. So if I was going to recommend any of the 3 of these bases, it would have to be this one. Of course, all the links to all of the bases I've shown you guys today are below. You guys also know if you see any of these bases out there, you guys know how to 3-star them, either using dragons or Hog Riders. Don't make the mistakes I made when using Hog Riders. Make sure you have those heal spells down. But I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. Hopefully you found one of these attacks or looking at the bases in a bit more detail helpful. If you want to go and check out some of the other bases on Clash Champs, feel free to do so. I have 2 Town Hall 7 layouts currently up as of the 16th of January 2020. I probably will have more in the future, but right now I have 2, one of which I have actually already released a video on. I will leave a card to that right here if you guys want to go and check that out. It defends very, very well. So thank you so much for watching this very long video. If you've stuck all the way to the end, drop a like, let me know in the comments which one of these 3 bases you guys are going to be trying out, and I will see you guys in the next video, whenever that is. Peace.